We're here today at the Central Baptist Church on the east side of Wilmington, who is the home of the Central Baptist Community Development Corporation. And we're here because long-time relationship that I've had with the IGBO Society of Delaware wanted to do something in the community dealing with COVID-19. So we partnered them with the Urban Acres program of the CDC, and they made a donation today to the Urban Acres program that's going to help feed and provide fresh vegetables and food to many people who need it. So I'm just so excited that I can take this gift that was given to me and to turn it over to some others who will help so many people in the community. And you know, again, another example of us working together, pooling our resources, and continuing to move Wilmington forward.
On behalf of the IGBO Association of Delaware, we're presenting this token to help with the improvement of the community and at the same time help with the COVID-19 that people are going through now. We are concerned as members of this community, and we hope this little token will help in propagating whatever program you have for COVID-19.
We are representing the organization called the IGBO Association of Delaware. The Igbos is an ethnic group in the eastern part of Nigeria, in the southeastern part of Nigeria. And many of us who live in Delaware here, who are of Igbo ethnicity, came together about 17 years or so ago to form an organization that actually takes care of not only our members, but the community where we live in. We believe that charity begins at home, and also we believe that where you live is where you have to take care of, more than anything else. And so in that spirit, over the years, the IGBO Association have made sure that from time to time, their impact is felt in the community where they live. Our community, from time to time, we participate in what goes on in the community, cleaning of the streets, providing food, donating to food banks, and so on and so forth. And so when this epidemic continued, we were also involved in Nigeria, sending things to Nigeria, sending money to Nigeria, sending food to Nigeria. But then we also felt that being that we live here, and being that we have community here that also is having the same impact that every other person is having, we must also remember the community. So we are here today to actually participate in the solution towards this situation that we find ourselves in. We feel that no matter how small what we're eating, it is good to share with people around us. We don't have to wait until it is big before we can share. So whatever little we're eating, we just want to make sure that we give some to the community where we are. And so it was really, really great when, in this type of mind, we contacted Dr. Hanifa Shabazz, and she actually told us of this organization that will definitely use our assistance. In a very short form, I can tell you that this is just the beginning. We will continue to have interaction with your organization, and we will continue to see how we can be part of the solution in what happens in the community.
There's a saying where I come from that where you live is your home. Okay, so charity begins at home. And the English man will say that when you're in Rome, you act like the Romans. Okay. So the act of giving is something that is embedded in us, something that we grow up knowing, because in our communities back home, if Mr. A has food and Mr. B does not, your onus is on you to invite them to make sure that they feed. We don't live an individualized life. We live a more communal life. We live as a community. So in line with that, when this COVID thing started, we just kept watching it, and then the association came up with the idea that we should actually reach out. Like he said, this is just like one of the areas. There are other organizations that we are going to reach out to as well, to be able to render our help. And this is not just a one-time thing. The city council president here has adopted us, and we have adopted her as one of our daughters. And so we're here to stay, and we're here to help the best way we know how.
Thank you, and it's just wonderful that my IGBO family reached out to me and asked where we could possibly assist. And then I reached out to my Central Baptist CDC family, knowing the great work that they are doing in providing not only, freshly grown foods, but also employment opportunities for the community, to how we get a double impact in this type of relationship and in this generous contribution to the organization. So I want to thank you, family, for keeping me close to you. We have done some other ventures and look forward to do many more, that we can continue to build and take care of our community, because it does take a village, and practicing our cultural ethnicity manners and morals, a way of how we family take care of family, makes my heart feel great to know that we are doing what's naturally for us to do in such a crisis, and that's all pulled together, share our resources, and make sure that our people are well taken care of. So from the dearest part of my heart, I really thank you for reaching out to me and giving me the opportunity to reach out to the community development corporation, who is doing exactly what the community needs, and that's building it one person at a time. So I'm very appreciative to be able to be involved in this, and thanks again. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Reverend Keeling.
So as President of the Central Baptist Community Development Corporation and pastor of Central Baptist Church, we want to thank you so very much for reaching out and for your caring, not about just the individual, but about community, which is one of the things that we stress here at Central Baptist, that it is not about the individual, it is about a communal effort, and trying to understand what we can do to serve the community that we have been placed in. Your donation will be extremely helpful in what we do. Particularly, it will go towards our Urban Acres division, which will be able to take food to people who can't get around under these conditions of this COVID-19. Those who find themselves in a position where they don't have now and are in need of food. So we'll be using that to get food to people in need. So I am extremely happy that you've reached out to us, and I'm even more happy to know that you are making a commitment that this is not just a one-time thing, that we can build a relationship. We are connected, obviously culturally, but I'm sure now spiritually. What you guys are about are also what we're about. Would like Mike Miner to say a little bit, because Mike Miner is the director of Urban Acres Produce LLC, and the funds will go directly to him, and he'll give you a little bit of background on that and how those funds will be distributed.
So good afternoon. We thank you again from the bottom of our hearts for your donation. We are representing Urban Acres, which is one of the LLCs of our Central Baptist CDC. And we normally at this point would be having our vegetable farm stands around the city. We actually have about 7 locations around the city that we go out. We set up our stands, and we have fresh produce and vegetables that we sell to the underserved part of our city. We've been doing this for about 6 or 7 years now. And of course, with the COVID-19, we had to stop doing that, but we still needed to get fresh produce out to our community. So what we actually have done is we've taken the funds that we had and we started to actually do free deliveries of fresh produce and vegetables out to people who have been restricted, like seniors, people who don't have vehicles that can get to food location stations. And so we started to build this up, and so last week I think we delivered to 68 families. This week we're projected we'll go to about 80, and then the following week we'll probably be about at 100 and some families that we will be delivering packages to over the week. So the donation that you give today would be very, very helpful in us to be able to sustain that and continue to bring fresh produce out to the areas of people that really need it. So this is where we are at Urban Acres. We thank you again for your contribution, and we will be in touch.
What I believe is God has just made it possible for us to do this, and I give all glory and honor to Him. I believe what we're doing today is the good work of God. Like they have told you guys that if you still need more, you know who and where to go. So I am here as an executive of the organization, and we are doing this from the bottom of our heart and be willing to go further. So again, I thank God and I thank you guys for your open heart to invite us in here to do this work.
And there are no little donations. You know, all of it adds up, and it's how we exist. So we greatly appreciate this gift, and we will let you know and keep you updated on how it is helping. And I'm just glad today that we're starting to build this relationship, that this is the beginning of something even bigger.
And to thank the City Council President for bringing us together, because she could have taken us anywhere else. But as soon as we mentioned it to her, this was the first organization that came to mind, and she kept insisting. And I needed her to convince us as to why this organization. Then she went on about all the good things you've been doing and all the good things you can still do. So I can see for myself that in fact, this is the right place. Madam President.
Thank you so much for being a member of our association. You've always been part of us. You've always been part of us, and we're glad to have you. And we thank you so much for helping us make an impact in the community.
Well, I'd just like to thank you for reaching out to me and including me and bringing me back home to my family, you know, to our motherland, and seeing what power we can have when we come back and unite together. And so again, I thank you. You know, Reverend Killing, you know how much I really am dedicated to the great work of the CDC. And you know, again, we thank you, and I know we can do some great things together.
Thank you.
And so before we break up, I do want to say Council President Shabazz has been a supporter from the very beginning. From when I first met her and I told her what it is that we wanted to get done, she has been there to help. And I'm glad that this is getting said, because there are a lot of things that she does behind the scenes that people don't even know about. So any chance that I get to say how much she is helping, not just this organization, but this community, yeah, I think it needs to be said.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.